Today I'm going to be fly fishing on the Ottawa River for smallmouth bass.
Labrador brookie.
Whoa, nice! Good job, Ryan! Biggin. Biggin. That's my PB, Teddy. That's my PB. Welcome to the East Coast Tour. Our trip began in Charlotte, New Brunswick. We headed to a river not far from where we were staying, and we went swimming in a spot known as the Black Hole. It's dark, crystal clear water. And it has some awesome cliffs to jump off of into the water. On hot days, this is a perfect day to relax and hang out with some buddies, and we did just that and had an absolute blast. We only spent a couple days in New Brunswick before making our way to PEI. On the way there, we had to stop at the Bay of Fundy and check out Hopewell Rocks. The Bay of Fundy is world famous for its super high tides, and these rocks that have formed due to this are absolutely stunning and will take your breath away. We spent a couple hours here and had an absolute blast checking out these rocks, checking out the ocean floor. It was a great afternoon before crossing Confederation Bridge into PEI. Of course, I had to go fishing on this trip. Alright, so here we have the mackerel rig. It's a big, heavy leader. It's got 4 hooks on it, which have these little blue things. Kind of is mimicking like shrimp or bait fish in the water. And the mackerel go crazy for this. You can catch multiple mackerel on this rig at a time, and it's a super fun way to catch them. At the bottom, big heavy weight because these hooks have no weight to them at all. So that's a 2-ounce sinker, and you're just casting this thing out, slowly retrieving it, and waiting for a bite from the mackerel. So we headed to a beach one evening. There we go. We got another mackerel, baby. And I set up a rod to catch some mackerel. That's for sure a mackerel. That's another mackerel. We got our bait. We definitely got our bait. These mackerel fight crazy on this little medium rod. It's unreal. But we definitely got another mackerel. There we go. We got bait. We got more bait. And I also set up a rod to do some bottom fishing for striped bass. Alright, so we're in PEI doing some shore fishing in the ocean, trying to catch some striped bass. We got this big, heavy bottom rig tied on right now to my medium heavy rod. It's got 3 sections to the setup. It's got a tag at the beginning which goes to a really big hook where we got a piece of mackerel. And we got the same thing down here with another tag going to a big hook and a piece of mackerel. And then at the bottom, is a big, heavy, I believe it's a 3-ounce weight, and this is what's going to get our baits out there. We just casted this out, and in under, I don't know, 5 minutes, we had a striped bass on.
Oh, get it, get it, get it. Set the drag down.
Oh, there might be something there. There's definitely a fish on there. Is it a sea bass? Is it? This is heavy, dude. Oh, it's a sea bass!
Yeah, there you go.
The sea bass! That's sick, dude! It did not take long to hook up, and I was into my first PEI striped bass. That's sweet. Check that out. First PEI sea bass. That is so freaking cool. Didn't take long at all, baby. Look at that. These fish are gorgeous. They're silver with black stripes, and they fight. Even on a medium heavy rod, they fight hard. So it's a lot of fun, and it's awesome that we're able to do this along the coast of PEI. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, stay on, baby. There's so many, they bite so quick out there. Yeah, dude. That's sick, dude. Oh my God. I actually even caught a lobster, which was kind of interesting. It kind of grabbed my bait with its claws and just wouldn't let go. That's kind of interesting. Look at that. And I thought that was pretty cool as well. Super cool. Check that little dude out. The next day we had an excursion with By the Sea kayaking. We were doing a clam digging and kayak tour. Hopped in our kayaks, paddled out into the ocean, waiting for the low tide. Got out of our kayaks and we were in about a foot of water, and we started to clam dig. You use these little hose to dig in the sand, and you're looking for little markings in the sand to identify where a potential clam could be. And you'll feel the clam when you're digging, dig it up, and then there's 2 notches on the handle where you'll measure the clam, and that tells you if you can keep the clam or not. We had an absolute blast doing this. It's one of those things where it's a local tradition here to do this, and we had to do it, and we had a really good time clam digging and catching a bunch of clams to have fresh clam chowder when we got back. Paddled back to where we started, and the owner of the company took all the clams, cleaned them all up for us, and he made an amazing clam chowder. It was to die for. Hands down one of the best clam chowders I've ever had. Definitely the most fresh clam chowder I've ever had. It was absolutely unreal. The next day we were headed to Maine. And on the way to Maine, we stopped in St. Andrews to do some whale watching. We were with Jolly Breeze Tall Ship Whale Adventures, and we knew we were in for a treat. We got geared up, headed down the wharf, jumped in the boat, and we were headed out to try to find some whales.
Alright, see you folks.
Bye, thank you.
Good luck, have a
Thank
nice
you.
trip. So I will let you know everything that you guys are wearing, those suits, are the flotation suits. So they're practically a life jacket, but in the event of an emergency, we would be handing these out. And then there's a life raft right here in front of you guys. It's in that white Tic Tac looking container. So if the vessel happened to sink, it would auto deploy. Otherwise, Jordan, me, anybody that works here knows how to deploy it. Yeah, just let them know if you have anything, like you want to slow down, you see something, point at it, wave them down, and you're good to go. And yeah, most important rule, you guys are gonna have a good time out there, right?
It was pretty foggy and it was tough at times to see any whales off in the distance, but we did manage to see a few. It was super cool seeing the whales breach the surface. We saw some bald eagles on the shoreline, and we also saw some porpoises, which is essentially a dolphin. It's more related to a beluga whale, but it kind of acts like a dolphin, and it was super cool seeing a bunch of those. And to top it all off, they took us to a spot known as Seal Rock, and that is where it is known to have a ton of seals hanging out. There had to have been 50 seals on these rocks. It was super cool getting up close and personal with a bunch of seals like that, and we had a great time out there on the water. We didn't really spend a lot of time in Maine. We spent a couple days there, but we kind of just jumped around some towns, did some sightseeing, and we were on our way back home. But this East Coast trip was such an awesome time. We had a great time with each other and had a bunch of cool adventures, and I couldn't have been more stoked about catching those fish, seeing those whales, seeing Hopewell Rocks, doing the clam digging. It was a lot of fun on the East Coast of Canada. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you got any questions or concerns, leave a comment below because we love hearing from you guys. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe because we're trying to drop content as often as we can. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.